Welcome to this lab. In this lab, we are going to look at the Looker functions and operator. Looker is a modern data platform in Google Cloud that lets you analyze and visualize your data interactively. You can use Looker to do in-depth data analysis, integrate insights across different data sources, build actionable data-driven workflow, and create custom data application. With Looker and Google Cloud, you can deliver actionable business insight at the point of decision, create new value streams, and infuse data into products and workflow to move the business forward. So in this lab, you will learn how to use Looker to pivot dimensions, reorder the columns, remove the fields, and use table calculation. So in this lab, we are going to use the Federal Aviation Administration airport data that has been created for you. We will start with the task 1, pivot dimension. So I go to the Explore and go to FAA. Under the flight, click on the flight. So multiple dimensions are often easier to look at when you pivot one of the dimension horizontally. Each value in the dimension will become a column in your look. This makes the information easier to consume visually and reduce the need to scroll to find data. Looker supports up to 200 pivoted value. So in this session, you will find the number of flights scheduled to depart in each week of the year 2003. You will then pivot the distance tier dimension and display the result as a line chart. So let's go for the flights. And I need the count. Oh, I think I accidentally choose the count distance. Let me click again to deselect it. Okay, so go to the flight dimensions and choose the depart date, and I will use the week. Within the depart date dimension group, click on the filter button next to the date dimension. So you see the filter windows. Set the depart date filter is in the year of 2003 in my case. And now you can click run just to see the data. You can also expand the visualization. Yep, this is an example of a line chart that is already out. And then in the flight dimensions, oh, by the way, this is the table data display. So go to the flight dimensions, click on the pivot table for the distance tier. This one. So you click on the pivot data. Okay, I can see if there's you can click run again just to generate the data one more time. If there's no row of the data whose value will appear in the column, that is indicated with the null value symbol, a 0 with a slash across. For example, the below 0 column has a null value. Now this is how it looks like. You can also sort the pivoted dimension by clicking the title of the dimension. Say if I want to sort the flight depart week, I just have to click this one, the title here. You can see the sorting happen. So to sort by multiple pivoted dimension, hold down the shift key. So I go to the visualization now. So it's already selected as line, so there's nothing for me to do here. I'm going to the edit and go to the plot. I will select the left align as left. Okay, so this legend here has been changed to the left side. Click on the gear icon for visualization to close the setting. Yep, so now it's closed the setting. And click on the run. By the way, we are now going to save this look. We will save it as a look. And this is the name. Click on save. Okay, so the task 1 is completed. Now we move to the task 2, reorder columns and remove the fields. Columns are organized in the data section by field type. For example, dimension table calculations, measure table calculations, and row total. For most part, columns can be reordered within each field type but cannot be moved out of their field type section. For example, dimension table calculations can be rearranged among themselves, but you cannot place a dimension table calculation in between two measures. So one exception, however, is that you can use the arrow next to the row totals checkbox on the data tab to move the row total column from the far right of the data table to just after the dimension table calculations. Columns under a pivoted dimensions can be reordered, but the order of the pivoted dimension can be changed only by changing the sort order, not by manual reordering. So let's go back to the flights again. Okay, so now we get a new M-blank report. So go to flights, and then we want this percent cancel, and then under the dimension we want the depart date month. Within the depart date dimension group, click on the filter next to the date dimension and filter it is the year of 2000. Now go to the aircraft origin and click state. Yep, now run it. So I'm going to click the percent cancel column header to reorder the percentage from high to low. That's done. Hover over the department column and click on the gear icon appear on the right side, and you can click on the remove. Once this column is removed from the data section, just click run again. And I want to save this loop as well. And give the title as percent of flight cancelled by state in 2000. Let's check the progress. Yeah, it's done. Moving on to task 3, use table calculation to calculate simple percentage. Table calculation make it easy to create on-the-fly metrics. They are similar to formula found in the spreadsheet tools like Excel. So table calculation appear as green columns in the data table rather than as the blue columns or orange columns. Blue columns is the dimension and orange color is the measure. So I go back here and click on the flights again. So table calculation can perform mathematic, logical, true or false, lexical, text-based, and date-based calculation on the dimension, measure, and other table calculation in your query. So table calculations are different from the regular field. Although table calculations are similar to dimension and measure, there are some important difference. Table calculation give anyone the ability to create new field, as opposed to regular field, which require that you have development permission and understand LookML. Second, table calculation operate on the result from your query as opposed to regular field, which are part of the query itself. In other words, you will select a set of dimension and measure and run your report as normal. Then you can base table calculation on the data in the report. Although table calculations are easier to create than regular field, they are not as easily controlled as regular field. Since they can be created by anyone within your organization, they may not be the official calculation. Keep this trade-off in mind as you decide between regular field and the table calculations, since one of the key advantage of Looker is having a single source of truth. Now, back to the visualization now. I'm going to the flight details, cancel count. I choose, then go back to the flight and I want the count here. And under the aircraft origin, I need the state. So under the flight, back to the flight again, depart date, and we will pick up the flight filter. It's in the year of 2004, for example, in my case. Now I click on run. Next, we're going to create a table calculation. You can go to this menu, click on the table calculation, and this window pop up. You can start constructing your custom metric. If you already have some table calculation defined, you can click to add the table calculation button to create another. So leave it as custom expression, and this is the expression we want, and we're going to change this to %0. Rename it to %cancel. So we give table calculation a name, %cancel. Click save. So it's created here. So we can go to the cancel counts and click the gears next to it, and we can say I don't want to show it. I can hide the visualization, and we will do the same for the count. Hide from visualization. Alright, so we already chosen the map visualization type, so this is good now, and therefore we can save. As a look as well, give the name, save. Okay, check my progress. Yep, completed. Excellent. So task 4, use table calculation to calculate percentage of total. So in this session, we will create a bar chart that shows the percent of total distance. Go back to the flight again. Under the flight, we want the total distance. Under the carrier dimension, we want the name. So, and in the data bar, click on this total. So you see a total is created. Now, we're going to add a new table calculation. Call this one, and the default format is %. With this, we save it and go to the total distance we want to hide from visualizations, and now let's run this. Oh, that's a message. Geography direct data required. One dimension should be type, location, or have a map layer. In this case, actually, we want a bar chart. So let's run this. Okay, so that's an error, which is good. So we can go and find out what's the problem here. Okay, the total distance does not exist. Okay, what is wrong here? Let me run again. Yeah, basically, so what it's saying here is oh, I know why. Because I have unchecked the total. Now if I click it back, I should get the result. Yes, that's correct. Hide from visualization. And this is how it should look. Oh, good. Okay, save now as a new look and give the title. Right, this looks good. Save. I'm gonna check my progress now. Yep, successful. Now taskbar use the function in the table calculation. Okay, so taskbar is use function in table calculation. Local expression, sometimes referred to as LEXP, are used to perform calculations for table calculation, custom field, and custom filter. So a major part of this expression is the function and operator that you can use in them. The function and operator can be divided into few basic categories: mathematical, string, dates, logical transformation, positional transformation. So what is a logical transformation? Include the boolean true and false function and comparison operator. And what is positional transformation? They are retrieve values from different rows or pivots. Some functions are only available for table calculation. Local expression for custom field and custom filter and custom fields do not support local function that convert data type, aggregate data from multiple rows, or refer to other rows or pivot column. These functions are supported only for table calculation, including the table calculation used in the expression parameter of a data test. And we have opened a new look. Now go back to the flights. So we want the count, and then the dimension is the distance here, and under the flight depart date, so we go to the year and we want this pivot data. So click on the date filter and change this to is on or after. But we want 2000. 1st of January 2000. Okay. So you can leave this as absolute and run it. And now we're going to add a new table calculation. And the default format is %. Click save. So we're going to hover on the over one of the count columns and click the gear icon. This one. It should show the. It should hide if you. Yeah, I want to hide from visualization. All good now. So let's run this. And I'm going to change this to a table. And then edit format. Toggle the enable condition. Click this. And we will add a rule. Okay, so we click again to close the setting. And now we're going to save this loop. Save. Let's check my progress. Yeah, it's completed. And congratulations. Now we can end the lab.